Sir, I'd like you to take the helm, please.
I'd be glad to. Greg, your co-pilot, that's me for another edition of Just Plain Radio, the show devoted to the aviation lifestyle and learning to fly. That's what I'm doing. I'm with Captain Ed, my flight instructor from Flight Training Professionals. FDPros.com is a website.
And you want to have you okay?
Yeah. That burger's coming out.
Huge week in my aviation career.
There was a first
so
this week, wasn't there?
It was another first.
What was the first?
Well, the first was the solo. But
no. What was the first this week?
This week, well, we did our first cross country. It was fun. It was a blast. That was really a cool thing. It didn't go without a hitch. As usually
they never do.
Especially when we're talking about teaching me how to learn how to fly.
I didn't say that.
Once again, if we can teach this idiot how to fly, anybody can do it. That's what we're trying to prove with this little
That's what we're proving.
Audio blog that we do here.
We're proving that.
Yeah. Now, on the way up, we got to talk about the mechanics of this thing. I felt pretty good at lunch there, and I was like, okay, now we just got to go back. We've run this route once already. It should be okay. We were going to do a couple new things. We'll follow the VOR tower back to Orlando.
Flight following, which was new. I hadn't done that yet.
And you were opening the flight plan on the way back.
Right. And that was the first mistake. It's like,
who would have think that it'd be so hard to get a radio guy to say something on the radio?
Service 733 Charlie Mike, listening on 122. You're talking on 122.1, listening on VOR for St. Pete. Ocala.
When I opened up the mic and did it, it was like, okay, we'd like to open our flight following plan. Wah, 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 wah. And I pretty much said that. And she goes, I don't know. You're talking some foreign language. You want to go where? Cuba? What? I don't know. I just totally screwed up the whole thing. Mm-hmm. And we had to, I don't know. What happened exactly?
Yeah, 733 Charlie Mike would like to open a flight plan with flight following. From Ocala to Orlando Executive.
You mentioned the word, I'd like to open my VFR flight following, because we were going to do that later on. And that's all you did, is you kind of confused two things. I'd like to open my VFR flight plan from Orlando to Ocala. My takeoff time was 17:04.
Right. Okay.
And that's what you should have said. And you said something to the effect of, I'd like to open my VFR flight following to Orlando.
Yes.
Which she's not the right person to ask that of. That's
Got it.
What we were going to do later on.
I was trying to combine. I was just trying to condense
you're trying to do
two elements, and that's
trying to be efficient.
Exactly.
Sorry about that. Let me try it again. I want to open a VOR flight plan with flight following, leaving Ocala at 17:04 Zulu, 723 Charlie Mike.
And understand that you're coming in a little faint here.
You learn things when you do this stuff. Learn what not to do as you listen to Just Plain Radio every week. Don't do what I do, or learn from my mistakes, right?
That's right.
That's the goal, and that's where we're going to have to leave it for this week. So until next week, remember, there's no better high than learning to fly.